This weekend, Bahrain GP is coming. Thank God it is not a morning race. Whew, Nelly. After 3 morning races in a row, I'm kind of glad I don't have to wake up at the butt crack of dawn here for this one. So Bahrain, let's get into some predictions. So, seeing as who I've gone with pole position so far this year, and actually, with just Bahrain in general, I'm gonna say it. I think for pole position in Bahrain, I'm going back to back Max Verstappen's on this one. I know it sounds crazy. It sounds super duper crazy, but I don't know. Suzuka was a great track for Verstappen, and Bahrain is usually a good track for Verstappen. So I don't know. I'm feeling back to back poles for Verstappen. Now for the top 5. This one's a little harder because I've been, with the first 3 races, it's been all over the place. It has really been excuse me, all over the place. But that being said, in P5, I'm liking George Russell to continue his good race performance. I think he can squeak out a P5 or better. I'm only going to predict him for P5, of course, but maybe, just maybe, he can. I think he's the most confident. I'm most confident in because he has been racing really well as of late. So in fourth, I am liking Leclerc. He finished fourth in Japan. I think he can go back and finish in a top 3 again. I think Ferrari really needs to step their game up figuratively and literally. In third, I am going with Lando Norris. I think Lando Norris will finish in P3. No in particular reason. I mean, he's been P1, P2, P2, I believe. Whereas Max has been P1, P2, P4, and P1. Regardless, it just means that they're a point behind each other, but Lando, it seems, isn't good under pressure, the pressure of Max Verstappen. So, with Max only being 1 point away, I think that might get to him a little bit, and it could result in him finishing as low as P3. In P2, I'm going for his teammate, Oscar Piastri. I think Piastri should have been P2 last week in Japan. He was clearly had the better pace than Norris, and you could tell that he was frustrated by being stuck in Norris's dirty air the whole race. So I think if he can qualify better, he'll finish higher than Lando. So it really just depends who qualifies where. So whoever qualifies ahead will finish ahead, I think, because that seems to be how it's been with these McLaren drivers. So because in Australia, Lando qualified higher, finished higher. In China, Piastri finished higher, or qualified higher, finished higher. And in Japan, Norris qualified higher, finished higher. So I think with the McLaren boys, whoever finishes or qualifies higher, finishes higher. So I think that's something to definitely watch out for. And finally, in P1, maybe I'm doubling down on this. Maybe I'm delusional. Maybe I'm huffing the copium. I don't know, but I'm thinking Max Verstappen ekes out another win and goes back to back because, again, he's usually good around Bahrain and he's really good around Suzuka. I do not think he will win the next 2 races, though, so he will not be my prediction for the next 2, which is Saudi Arabia and Miami. I don't like Miami. Well, he's not horrible around Miami, nor Saudi. I don't know. I'm not too sure. Just it's races that he's not as strong in. Just like Singapore. How much I'd love to see him win Singapore. He has never won in Singapore. I'd love to see him win in Singapore. It's the only active track on the Formula One Grand Prix calendar that Max has not won at. So here's to hoping one day he'll get that Singapore win. But if it's not this year, I don't know, because I don't know how much longer Verstappen's going to be in the sport. But yeah, I think Verstappen will not only win this, but he will. If he doesn't win, I think he could potentially take the lead in the World Championship again. I think Norris might make a mistake under the pressure of Max, considering they're only a point separates the two of them, and I think that could also allow Piastri to capitalize and maybe even get ahead of Norris himself, depending on how he finishes. So if, say, Norris panics, goes off, and then finishes P10, and then it's Verstappen and Piastri, well, that closes the gap for both of them really, really well. So yeah, those are my predictions for the Bahrain Grand Prix. I look forward to having all of them wrong by the end of the Grand Prix, because so far my track record, I only got the pole correct in Australia. Although if Max would have passed Lando at the end, it would have been 2 right in the race prediction, and if Ferrari didn't collapse. Same, really. If I would have switched to Lando and Max, I would have had 2 right, and if I just didn't pick the other 3, we might have had a chance here. Just like in China, I got the pole sitter wrong, but I got number 1 right. And again, if I would have just swapped Lando and Max a little bit, and then George Russell personally let me down. I got pole right in Japan, and I got 2 of the 5 right in Japan race wise. Yuki, Albon, and Russell really disappointed me, although Russell did finish in the top 5. The other 2 did not. So going off of my track record, I'm probably gonna get between 1 or none right. So we'll end up seeing at the end of Bahrain for my Bahrain GP review, which may or may not be late because I do work on the day of the race. So I will probably have to watch the replay of it. So that might only come out on the Monday, maybe the Tuesday, once it gets to Editor Chan. Anyway, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the review.